Today I will be replacing this door latch on a screen door, and I'm going to try to make this video as long-winded with as much unnecessary information as possible. So the issue I have with this door is one day I come out to go to grill a burger, and I pushed on the latch and it snapped right off, and I have it taped up so it won't latch. I can still pull the door open from this side. This side has one screw. This is just a little flat piece of steel that turns the lever. Pull this side straight out, and it has the little push button. This one happens to be keyed. Door latch kit from Walmart. Right. All the goodies, hardware, instruction manual. Here's the edge of the door, and in the hardware kit they give you 3 different size screws to determine which length to use. For example, here's the short screw. It doesn't reach. And here's the longer screw, which goes in a good bit. So this would be the one to use. So now we have that determined. Then we'll load up the pusher and the spring. So let's do a comparison. Here's the old flat stock. Same thickness and width. This one's longer. So when I flip it upright, you can see that this is protruded outward. And there's the old stem, which is way out here, versus the new one that doesn't stick out as far. So it's too short. But they supply you with some new stock, and these little lines on there is where you snap it to get the length you need depending on the thickness of your door. And this spring goes on here, and then on here when you get your length set up. These 2 items are the same. This is all set up with the spring, and we can just place it on the outside of the door. Push the spring in if you want. You don't have to use the spring. We're trying to determine length. Look at that. As long as you can pull tight, that might work just the way it came stock, because I think that can go in a little bit more. But if you need to cut a little piece off, shorten it 1 line at a time and then check it. Alright, that was just a visual. Now here's the real deal. Put that rod in there. Somewhat vertical. Looks like I need to shorten that a 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go back 3 lines and chop it. Perhaps I'll only go 2 lines. I just discovered it can go in a little bit more, and that's what opens the door on this pusher. And I don't want this loose. So we're at the vise. Right on that second line. Lightly cut it. It's already pre-cut, you're just finishing it off. And you don't have to go all the way through, just score it a few times and snap it off. A little bit of filing. Nice and smooth. Up. It depressed it, so I need to cut 1 more line. Look at that. All right, Let's give it a test. Yep. That's what you want. Everything nice and tight. I don't even have the spring in yet. Now it's time to put it all together. This here can be inserted any direction. Get that in there. Stem, spring, small end down. Line that up with the little noogies. Latch outward. I'm using not the shortest screws, the next size up. Since things shortened up here, I had to use the middle set of screws, which should work perfectly. I'm going to just snug that top one up loosely. And then it'll still move for the alignment of the second one. And you'll feel it line up. If it doesn't, you'll know it. Snug it up, not extra tight. Very nice. Oh wow, that is really tight. Look at that. You hardly have to push it. That's what I meant about not having this pusher loose. I didn't want it where it's sloppy. A little push and then it latched. So let's look at that next. This here is pretty simple stuff. I'm going to replace it because that spring gets a little weak, although it latches. And I don't see any spacers on the back side, so we'll just put the new one on. They supply a couple spacers and two different style door latches, thickness wise, depending on your door jamb. And it's totally different than my old one, different style. So, see, I need the bigger one. And I'll use the same screw holes. We'll just see how it works. Also, they have this adjustment, and you can also flip it, which I don't know if I'll need to flip it until I shut the door. Ah, if that would have latched on the first time, it'd be like, no, that guy knew what he was doing. This is the way, this is reality. That's reality. So let's see what it needs. Alright. It appears it needs to be flipped. Trial and error. That's right. We'll get it sooner or later. I'd rather be sooner, so you don't have to watch all this. Huh. I think we gotta use the other latch. It's sticking out too far. It doesn't clear. Always something, right? Can you see through my hand? See that? Now you can see right through my hand. Can you see through my head? I need a hole in my head so you can see right through there. Look at it, it's not even going to reach it. Holy smokes. I might have to do something totally different. Since this is a different style door latch, the best thing to probably do is hook it on the latch. Hey, I need to be way back here. I'll just have to put new screw holes in. Put me a little dot in there. And one at the top. And drill those holes. There's the line, which was supposed to be a dot, so I'm going to go on the end of the line. drill it so you don't crack the trim. Just a small bit. Nice! It's a little loose, but I'd rather have it latched than not. And it's got a seal here. Look at that. That's good. All right. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Hope this has helped someone. Here's the new door. Newish. Cleaned up a bit. You can barely shut it and it latches. I can do an adjustment later if I want to. I'd rather have it loose than not latch and the wind get to it and here's a preview of a couple videos I did over 100 years ago. Repair an old rusted pitted door and bring your door back to its former glory.